We have some good news, everyone, for the people who are still thinking that Doctor Who can be saved, that there will be a third season after all, that Ncuti Gatwa isn't the most embarrassing person to ever be the Doctor, okay? Because the Interstellar Song Contest is, in fact, the biggest, the best performing episode of the entire season so far. Guess what, guys? Everything has been saved because we got the ratings and 2.57 million people checked out the episode. Which is, well, I still think it performs worse than a whole handful of episodes from season 1, and yeah, it's definitely the tallest midget when you take a look at the performers from this year, but this comes with a severe caveat because this was that episode that we talked about, oh god, in the lead up to this season, where Russell T Davies was coming out and saying, well, here's the thing, right? Because we only got 8 episodes to tell the story that we want to, and one of those, might not be on regular broadcast television, but it'll still be on the BBC iPlayer, so who knows if it's going to happen, but it also happened to be the most expensive Doctor Who episode ever, okay? It was going to be a ripoff of Eurovision written by the one and only Juno Dawson, author of This Book is Gay and out-and-out trans activist. Now, I can't quite speak to the quality of the episode. I've heard a couple of broad strokes when it comes to it, and yeah, it's about as bad as everything else that's out there, maybe even worse than everything else that came out this season, but yeah, it's on par with everything else, so why exactly would anybody tune in for this episode as opposed to the rest of the drivel? Well, you take a look at what it was sandwiched in between, and when Russell T Davies brought up that, oh yeah, one of the episodes might not end up airing this year, is because the BBC had obligations that they were more than willing to fulfill in the form of airing the FA Cup final, and then of course the Eurovision Song Contest, the thing that this episode of Doctor Who was ripping off, yeah, they had the real deal coming in afterwards, but because the FA Cup didn't end up running long, okay, Crystal Palace ended up going over, Man City, I think, something like that, it ended up working out, I don't know, I'm from Canada, I pay no attention to soccer, especially when it's not the World Cup and when it's not the Champions League, okay? It really doesn't much matter to me, but congratulations, Palace supporters. You got your participation trophy, and I'm sure all of those good old English boys that definitely, come from down the road, they properly represented your team, right? Yeah, exactly. But anywho, yeah, Doctor Who got a big boost, okay, I would be interested, because the way that they break down the ratings for the FA Cup, which was the lead-in for Doctor Who, and then the people that were anticipating the Eurovision Song Contest afterwards, yeah, I would just like to see, how you managed to get that 2.5 million viewers. I wonder if that was the consistent people watching that, or if that was just people tuning in at the beginning and at the end, so that they didn't miss any of the football coverage, and that they didn't miss the beginning of Eurovision, because, okay, the grand final of the Eurovision Song Contest at 2025 brought in 2 million more viewers than the FA Cup final, the BBC revealed. On May 17th, millions of fans gathered with their friends and snacks and drinks to watch the night of, yes, camp performances, tear-jerking ballads, dance tunes, and quirky dances. And RTD is like, yeah, we have all of that. And it's like, no, not your pathetic, shallow facsimile of what used to be a great sci-fi franchise. Unfortunately for the UK's entrance, yeah, I don't really care about that stuff. But the event, okay, talking about the Eurovision Song Contest, okay, the event received a peak of 7.9 million viewers, an average of 6.7 million viewers. It drew 2 million more viewers on BBC, okay, which is all that matters in regards to Doctor Who's ratings, okay. So, the FA Cup final had 5.9 million viewers as a lead-in, and Eurovision peaked with 7.9 million viewers, an average of 6.7 million viewers at the tail end. So do you think next week's episode, the penultimate episode, is going to be able to carry on that momentum? Or when we get the +7s or the +4s after that, are we also going to continue to see the 500,000 people check it out on the +7 and then the additional 300,000 for the +4 that has been consistent throughout the rest of the season? Is it going to be a return to form? Are you going to be right back down to the 1.5, 1.6, or is it even going to be less than that? Because at this point in time, we're heading into June, we're heading into proper summer, and with everything else that has been on display, nobody really cares about getting to the sucky sound of the juice box now that there's nothing really left in this season to say other than, yeah, we're not going to be coming back anytime soon. The only thing that I could see, there's going to be a tremendous drop off. There's going to be like 1 million people check out of this. I don't even think you get back to a proper 2 for episode 7 or 8, unless of course BBC comes out and says, guys, we're canceling this shit. Okay, come and check out the last episode of Doctor Who to see just how bad it really got. But there's going to be some rumors that are going to be running around. Maybe they'll tease it a little bit, but we heard about this also at the beginning of the year that, yeah, okay, Ncuti Gatwa, yeah, he's going to be leaving the show. Okay, they did a reshoot with a regeneration scene, and yeah, we're going to be throwing it back to, we're not entirely sure at this point in time. There were some names that are getting put around out there, and more recently, we've been hearing some other ones, but potentially David Tennant coming back again, which fucking hilarious at this point in time. He already cashed in that chip, but also been hearing a couple of things about Jodie Whittaker running it back. You know, the first and only female doctor, could be hearing that one again. But also, apparently, could be getting another female doctor, bro. Is this what we're doing? Billie Piper considered to be cast as the 16th Doctor in Doctor Who, bro. How many more gimmicks do we need for this dead-ass show? But it's been all but confirmed that Ncuti Gatwa is out at the end of the season of Doctor Who, and rumors are beginning about who's in consideration for the next Doctor in a somewhat surprising twist for longtime series fans. Doctor Who has been in turmoil ever since its 60th anniversary. Yeah, we know about all this crap. This year, yeah, more rumors surface that Gatwa could be out after his second season of Doctor Who, filming only 16 episodes across both seasons. Yes. Because he wanted to pursue a career in Hollywood and didn't like dealing with all the negative backlash the show had gotten. Ratings haven't helped matters either, as this year features the 3 lowest rated episodes of Doctor Who of all time, and yeah, the rest of them are very much in contention. Now Reddit has come forward with rumors about the new Doctor Who, claiming that there will be a 16th Doctor. Now, there's already moves to cast the actor to play the character. Multiple posts on the Doctor Who news subreddit have suggested that casting has begun for a new 16th incarnation of the Doctor. One said a few reliable sources on Gallifrey Base and Doctor Who Leak Discord channel have recently shared that Richard Gadd and Ambika Maud are apparently 2 of the actors being considered by the BBC to replace Gatwa, who will depart the show later on this season. So that's all but confirmed at this point in time that Gatwa's, yeah, it's a wrap. The source also heard that actress Sade Malone and Agnes O'Casey were brought up in early discussions, but they were not sure if anything came of it. The BBC and RTD now have an idea of where the show is going. Whether that means Disney Plus deal is still going ahead is still in question, which is another interesting thing. And are now starting to begin that process of finding a new doctor. So you're just starting right now. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, another post, according to another leaker, it turns out 15's open-ended regeneration. Oh, okay. May not be as open-ended as we thought it was going to be. And the 16th Doctor has apparently been cast, according to Andrew. She's a female and familiar. Make of that what you will. This led several other posts speculating that the new Doctor was going to be cast as the beloved Billie Piper, part of which allegedly came from the infamous Andrew, who leaked a lot of Doctor Who information in the past. Piper played the original companion Rose alongside Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant, and was a significant part of why many people fell in love with the reboot. How fucking desperate. They gave the character an ending in another universe to satiate fans, and the rumor to bring her back is interesting because it would double down on turning Doctor Who female once again, but this time, hey, with a lovable face from the past. When was the last time that burnt anybody out? Not like everybody thought that, oh my God, you're going to be bringing back Russell T Davies and he's going to be kicking everything off with David Tennant. That's really a way that we could properly course correct. Now you're going to do that again with Russell T Davies after just these past couple of years of garbage, bro. It's done. Okay, and that's why. This other rumor that's out there, Doctor Who will be on pause until at least 2027 while the BBC regroups. So yeah, we've heard about this regeneration. It could be open-ended, or it just could be, hey, take a look. Yeah, man, we got Rose 1. Okay, not the aspiring basketball player that's Donna's daughter, stunning and brave, beautiful daughter, Rose. No, original Rose, OG Rose. She's going to be the Doctor now. Make that one make sense. No. They'll have proper time to work on some scripts and to really, really nail this course correction, because it is reported that they will now pause in production until 2027. But all of next season is nearly written already. The Mirror has reported that Russell T Davies has already almost completely written a next season of the show, along with drafting stories for the season after that. None of it has been greenlit, and it's been stated several times that they are waiting to see what happens at the end of Gatwa Season 2 before making any decisions. I mean, unless they unironically say that, hey, take a look, 2.5 million people are still checking this stuff out. Hey, don't look at any of the other ratings that are there. But hey, 2.5 million people that left on the television after the FA Cup, or maybe tuned in a little bit early for Eurovision, checked out Doctor Who. That means that the franchise is still all well and good. Hey, it's great. It's fantastic. Everybody else is just watching on Disney Plus. Don't worry about it. Reporting, yes, is in line with what Davies has said about planning shows into the future. The Mirror also reported that they're bracing for Disney to pull out and not to be a part of any deal moving forward, and that Disney is responsible for about £10 million per episode in funding, but most of the budget is because they are taking the BBC standards for 2K, for picture quality and imaging, and upsizing it to 4K for the platform. So here's the thing, man. There could be a future for Doctor Who without the Disney money, which, okay, apparently what you need to hit, it takes £10 million per episode to up-res and fucking AI scale an episode. Like, what are we doing, man? That's some money laundering ass shit. But you're telling me that the BBC could continue on with this woke ass Doctor Who, and it's going to have a reduced budget from there? This shit could get absolutely hilarious, because that's been one of the things, right? For as atrocious as the scripts have been, for just how many tears Ncuti Gatwa has cried and how unwatchable this shit has been. The one thing that people have said is some of the set design is good. You can see where some of the budget is being placed, but if you're going to strip out the one somewhat redeemable quality, this show could become a dumpster fire of epic proportions. And if we got to wait a couple of years in order to see it, honestly, like, out of just sheer morbid curiosity, I kind of don't want them to kill Doctor Who, even though they're just simply puppeting the corpse around. But we only have a couple more weeks to wait. This will be the setup episode coming out here Friday evening, so it'll be interesting to see what ultimately pans out on two fronts. How many people are truly interested in the conclusion of this season, and what the fuck they're going to be doing moving forward. I can't wait. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.